you need to go get your ass to a record store, or download it if you wish, and listen to the new that old Marvin Gaye record, What's Going On. It's brilliant. I want to make a move now, if I can, from soul to your soul in Backmasking. Remember when you were a kid, your mom's like, they're playing satanic messages. They're playing, where are they? We got him, Jeff Milner from Lethbridge, Alberta. He found out more about backmasking. Dude was so popular, the international press got all over him. He says his website got nearly 3 million hits. What the hell's up with backmasking? Well, we had to go to Lethbridge to find out.
Stairway to Heaven, a classic. Led Zeppelin released it in 1971, and people still listen to it. But this guy, he's different. Jeff Milner listens to Led Zeppelin backwards. It's called backmasking. It's when you mix subliminal messages in a music track that can only be heard when the track is played backwards. When Jeff set up his website a few months ago, he got a program that could play digital music in reverse, just because he was curious.
When I had the chance on my computer to reverse the music, I jumped at the chance and found that there is some songs that do sound like they have messages when they're played backwards.
But wait a minute, doesn't this sound like your parents? Remember when they told you not to listen to heavy metal music because it had satanic messages? Well, back in the mid-'80s, when backward satanic messages were all the rage, this town, Lethbridge, Alberta, had a visitor.
Hello, this is Pastor Gary again, and I'm doing a message called Rock-a-Bye-Bye Baby. About
Pastor Gary Greenwald of California told people that the Stairway to Heaven was only taking them to, well, you know where.
I want you to listen to the backward message on that same song that you just heard, and I want you to hear it. I believe it says, "It's my sweet Satan."
At the end of his week here in Lethbridge, they had a huge record-smashing spree.
Psychology professor John Vokey and his colleagues decided to look into this.
We could find no evidence that backward messages could influence people, either consciously or unconsciously. So no influence whatsoever.
This time I'm going to ask you to listen for the phrase, snatched her nips.
Snatched her nips.
That's right.
In 1990, John Vokey was called to testify at the trial of Judas Priest.
The charge in this Reno, Nevada courthouse is that subliminal suggestions on a Judas Priest album in this song, Beyond the Realms of Death, led Raymond Belknap and Jay Vance to shoot themselves with a 12-gauge shotgun.
But nobody could prove that Judas Priest had intentionally put any pro-suicide messages in their songs.
Is there anything there that could be considered a subliminal message?
Definitely not.
Besides, any such message was considered free speech anyway.
And ironically, after our work was made public, rock groups started inserting messages deliberately for two reasons. The first one was just funny, and so most of them were jokes. But the second reason was that both in the United States and in Canada, they were thinking of passing legislation to require warning stickers on the albums.
In London in recent weeks, concern has been voiced regarding subliminal recordings, possibly satanic messages on some rock music recordings.
And I think most rock groups recognize that that'd be a great way to sell your records.
Another one, Bites the Dust, by Queen.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Ow!
Okay, and the same thing reversed.
Okay, what's the most outrageous one you have?
Okay, and reverse.
What am I listening for?
It sounds like it says, "Sleep with me, I'm not too young." I don't know how much of this is us putting this lyrics on Britney Spears ourselves, but it sounds pretty real to me. I don't know.
The key point, I think, is that when you do play speech backwards, it still sounds speech-like. So it retains many of the properties of normal speech. In fact, it sounds a lot like a language you don't know. And I think because of that, we bring all of our skills that we have for processing speech to bear. We do it rather automatically, but we bring them all to bear. And as a consequence, it's quite easy then for us to begin to form words where none really exist.
I'm actually looking for an internship or a job. I wonder if you played this video segment backwards, if you might hear my answers to your questions as hire me, I'm a good intern.
That's an awesome story. You know, that Judas Priest case caused a lot of drama in my house. My mother wanted me to smash all my records. This is the man. Thanks a lot, man. Good job. Jeff Milner, everybody. Jeff Milner. Okay. Now, while we're talking about backmasking, earlier I promised you a version of Stairway to Heaven by the mighty Led Zeppelin, unlike any other. It's from McSweeney's. If you don't know McSweeney's, they do journals, a magazine called The Believer, and they just released a DVD magazine called Wallfin. And on this DVD is a short film about a guy who sings Stairway to Heaven, but he does it backwards on tape. So he sings it backwards on tape, then they play that tape backwards so it sounds like he's singing it normally. But in a very, you got that? In a very messed up way. Well, watch for the people in the video walking backwards, and just remember the tape is running backwards. Let's go. Awesome. And you know what's sad about that performance is he was still 1,000 times better than Ashley Simpson would have been at something like, and that's how she made it. Well, whatever. All right, so as you know, we're in Calgary broadcasting. We did yesterday, we broadcast tonight live in Calgary.